Welcome to the Pre Nup, the wedding obsessed podcast designed to help you plan your dream day. I'm your host, Adriana, and each week I'm joined by the industry's top professionals, celebs, influencers, and friends who are sharing their best tips, advice, and mistakes they've made so you don't have to. The Pre Nup is a Love Stories TV podcast. This episode is brought to you by Playground, your superhuman graphic designer for all your wedding needs. Okay, I have to be honest with you. You are making a huge mistake when it comes to your wedding design. So you're gonna tell me you're wasting hours, spending hundreds, even thousands of dollars trying to find designers or templates that match your wedding inspo when you could literally get exactly what you want based on your inspo, pins, and original ideas, all while saving so much money. If you're planning your wedding and you want the details to be gorgeous and your sound of mind, this is a no-brainer. Playground is the easiest way to create any facet of your wedding design. I'm talking color palettes for your bridesmaids, t-shirts for your bachelorette, invitations, seating charts, all of it. You can quickly and easily be your own wedding designer with just a couple of clicks. Thank me later and go to playground.com right now to try Playground for free. Welcome back to the Pre Nup. We have a very special guest with us here today, the one, the only. It's Big Vic.
I'm back.
The bitch is back, baby. What's going on?
Not much. We got to hang today.
We got to hang today, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So when this airs, it'll be a lot later. But this week, as we're recording, is New York Bridal Fashion Week. So lots of gorgeous dresses we've been surrounded by this week.
Yep.
I definitely have some highlights that I'll share on social. I feel like it's kind of boring to talk about something visual for the listeners.
Right.
But I will say that I was really impressed with a lot of the Panina tournée dresses.
Agreed.
And Jenny Yu as well, Lee Hod. Did you have any standouts?
I really liked the patina.
You liked the Panina?
Yeah.
They were very unique. I feel like it's I don't know, especially when you're looking at dresses. I mean, brides definitely can relate to this, but you see so many and they just kind of start to look like the same dress.
Right. These were very different.
They were standout. Yeah, they were really, really gorgeous. So that was super exciting.
For sure.
And yeah, just getting to spend some time with my girl, my Big Vic.
Yeah, it's fun.
You know, whenever Big Vic comes on, we do a movie recap and review, which we are going to do, but we do have a couple line items that we have to touch on first.
Some housekeeping.
Yes. So let's do some housekeeping items, and then I'll just explain what we'll do today. We're going to talk about the way the tariffs are affecting the wedding industry. They're affecting everything, realistically, but weddings are notoriously expensive, and this is not going to make them cheaper.
No, it's not.
Unfortunately. But we're going to talk about it, and we're going to talk about the ways in which we can adjust, too, because, you know, this is not a political podcast. I know you've all been begging for it. You're all wanting political commentary from me.
And me.
And Big Vic, especially Big Vic.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, I'm not an economist. I'm not a politico, but
I don't even play one on TV.
No, but we'll touch on it, and you know, I'll get your opinions. And
yeah, I'd love to hear. This is informative for me as well.
I think so, and we'll just navigate it all together.
Let's hear it.
After that, we're going to get into a recap and review of the 2024 Netflix film "Anyone But You," starring Sydney Sweeney and what's his name?
Glen Powell, who are big in the news this week.
Big in the news this week, but not when this airs. But you guys might have remembered that Sydney Sweeney attended Glen Powell's sister's wedding the same week that her engagement was broken off. So, you know, we'll touch on those things.
Right.
We are going to end with a premarital counseling session, which we do almost every episode, but we never do with Big Vic.
I know, and I feel like I would be so much fun for the premarital
You're
counseling.
actually really good at giving advice.
Sometimes.
Yeah, I know. I think you're really good.
Oh, thank you.
You usually just tell me specifically what I want to hear and side with me.
I think I do that for most people.
Yeah, but that's like nice.
Or I would just be quiet if I felt like advice, you know, I was going against what you would want. I would just not say anything at all. So anything I do offer, I do think is best.
Yeah. No, I'm a bit of a people pleaser myself. I mean, a lot of these that come in, I don't know them personally, so I want to be gentle, but like sometimes I'm like,
hard truths are needed, right?
Yeah, hard truths sometimes are needed. But let's start with our updates. So update number 1, if you listen/watch
often. You might have caught me slip this in the episode with Tegan Gerard, which, by the way, was a great episode. Definitely listen to that if you haven't yet. But I did mention that I am with child.
Woo!
It's the Immaculate Conception. I am carrying a baby Jesus, and it's a little boy.
I'm so excited.
Big Vic is going to be a big aunt.
And I've, I'm going to be the godmother as well.
She is going to be the godmother. I mean, I didn't ask her, but it is
but
just
I
assumed.
Yeah,
and she will be, obviously, because
it's been announced here, so now it has to happen.
That's correct. So
right.
it's really exciting. It's my first kid. Super pumped. If anyone has name suggestions, please send them my way, because boy names are
They're tough.
impossible, right?
My advice, go with the old classics.
I know. You can't go. Yeah. But yeah, it's really exciting news for me. So that is going to change the cadence of episodes a little bit, just for a brief period. So we are actually already on an every other week schedule until I'm quote unquote back from my leave. I'm not on a leave yet, but the baby is due in September, and we're going to batch some episodes through the summer, and we're going to have plenty of stuff for you. They're just going to come out every other week. And then once I'm a human being again, we're going to go back to an every week schedule.
Exactly.
So it's changing for a small time period, but we're going to give you great stuff. We're still going to be super active on socials and all that stuff. So try not to miss me too much, but I will still be here. We're just spreading it out.
Glad to hear it.
Another thing that this pregnancy has brought on is adult acne, which is
I've suffered from my entire adult life.
Well, we do. We usually, if you're a watcher of the podcast, we sit on opposite sides of the table.
We switch off depending on what my skin looks like every time I come in. I ask you, can I sit there?
Sure.
Yeah,
but I'm struggling with an enormous piece of acne on the left side of my face. Well, Vic,
I have one on the right, so seating worked out great.
Yeah, it worked out really well. Although I think you can kind of see it from all angles, but it's okay.
Whatever.
It's okay.
Don't look.
You know what? Who among us hasn't struggled with a little adult acne?
Your husband with his beautiful skin.
He's gorgeous. I know, that little asshole cherub.
Right.
Oh, God, I hate him. Okay. So yeah, those are just the basic housekeepings. We're gonna be every other week, but it's still gonna be fabo.
Right.
Let's get into the tariffs. So as we record, this has been like kind of a rough week. We had a panic Monday. Trump is putting on increased tariffs, and I do believe that the percentages might change week to week, day to day, maybe even. So it will look a little bit different even by the time this comes out. It might be less, it might be more. But I wanted to touch on some things. I had some help from ChatGPT to figure out what this kind of looks like, because I was curious myself.
Right.
In the wedding industry, how this would affect weddings, because they are so goddamn expensive.
Right.
So there's going to obviously be an increased price on imported goods. And okay, what does that look like? Wedding dresses. Like, so many wedding dresses are made overseas.
Right.
And it really depends on where you're getting it from. But if you're getting them from, like, a typical warehouse is in China, and that is presumed to be what will be the highest tariff.
Okay.
So wedding dresses might look a little bit more expensive. Decor. So not a lot of people realize how many decor pieces come from overseas, like are not manufactured here in the U.S. Like, even think about your rentals, things of that nature. If you're getting new things in, as rental companies have to purchase wholesale items so that they can rent them out, those prices are going to go up.
Sure.
Even things like florals, a lot of those are imported.
Really?
Yes. So think about...
Yeah, I guess with things in season.
Exactly, yeah. So not all of your florals are, of course, going to be in season when you get married. A lot of them come from all over. So the price of florals, it might go up a little bit. Alcohol. Yeah, a lot of alcohol comes from outside. Not all, but a good amount.
Right.
And that's going to really hike up. So, those are the major ones. So it's going to be clothes is the biggest, alcohol, decor, and florals are where you're really going to see things. But you do have to consider, like, every industry is going to be hit with wholesale import prices going up. And that's just naturally going to make your own prices rise. So, yeah, it sucks. It's where we are. If you are in the early stages of planning and you're worried
cancel the
about
wedding.
No, don't cancel the wedding. But we did talk about in an earlier episode, just like the early stages of planning a wedding and navigating it per your budget.
Yes.
And if your budget is not going to be friendly in this economy, or, you know, it's just not the right time, I always say, like, do it, have the ceremony, have the wedding, the special time, and then plan the celebration later. Like, you don't have to do it right now. You're going to be just as hot in 5 years, 10 years, whenever you want to do it, and celebrate with your people. So, you know, that's not obviously the ideal if you're looking to have that big celebration now. But these are some things you can do. You can try to source locally. It's going to take some more digging, but, you know, we can try.
Right.
You know, obviously finding alternatives that are more cost effective, like renting items. There's a lot of apps and platforms that you can actually rent your wedding items from other people and swap items and
buy dress secondhand.
That's what I was going to say. Actually, Kleinfeld again is a great place to do that. When we had Shannon Lang on the podcast, also a really great episode. It was a fabulous dress. She looked amazing. The dress was a sample gown that had never been worn.
Wow.
And I think she got it for like $2,000 or something. And it was unbelievable. It was a gorgeous dress. So, you know, that's a really good point, Beve. Something to consider.
Right.
And then, yeah, just talking to your vendors, I think, is a really good place to start if you haven't sourced all of your vendors yet. And just saying, you know, whether it's your wedding planner, if you're not having a wedding planner, talk to your vendors, find out if there are more cost-effective vendors that they know and, you know, that they work with a lot that might be more comfortable for you. The long and short of it is this is affecting everything. It super, super sucks. We're all going through it, but we're still gonna thrive. We're still gonna survive.
We're still gonna celebrate.
Yes, we're still gonna celebrate. So I think that in future episodes, I am not in awe, but if you guys would like it, maybe we could talk about some cost-effective alternatives and do like a whole episode on that, because I know it's really stressing people out, and I get it.
Right.
It sucks.
It's a good idea.
Yeah. So we'll do that. Maybe we can partner with the Budget Savvy Bride and
that would be fun.
And do something fun. Yeah. Okay. Anything to add about the tariffs?
No. I think you've said it all.
Oh, God. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I guess I am an economist.
A little bit.
A little bit. Just a touch.
I took AP economics
in
high school. I did.
And? You cheated
I don't think
your way
it got
through.
Me anywhere.
No.
You know.
What can you tell us about AP economics?
It was difficult.
Yeah. But like, did you take anything from the class? Do you know anything about economics?
Oh my gosh.
Macro.
Yeah, I mean, that's about it. That's all. You know.
I never took an economics class. Clearly. Never? No, and I never took a physics class. And
those were my two toughest classes in senior year.
Yeah. I did go up to Calc 3 in college.
Which was Japanese for me.
Correct. Yeah. But more confusing
than ever. I tortured my college professors.
You did. You really took advantage of those office hours.
I really need help here.
Yeah. Yeah. But you know what? That's what they're there for.
Yeah.
All right. Enough about college. Been there, done that. Hopefully, if you're getting married,
don't go to college.
Don't go to college. We're either graduating or have graduated.
Congratulations.
Congratulations on your
graduates.
Congrats, grads. Graduation season coming up.
True.
Among us. Okay, let's get into the recap and review of Netflix's Anything But...
Anyone but you.
Anyone. What
did
I
say?
Said
anything.
My brain. Anyone But You, starring Sydney Sweeney and Glen Powell. I keep wanting to call him Josh Powell.
Why?
He looks like a Josh to me.
Does he?
Yeah. I think they're both so cute. I'm like, hot take. They're so gorgeous.
That's so funny.
Okay, so we always start with our movie recap and review with a Rotten Tomatoes guess. So Big Vic, what is your guess of the Rotten Tomatoes scores, the audience and critics for the movie Anyone But You?
My critic score guess, 5%.
Okay.
Audience score 10%.
Wow. Okay, so we know Big Vic's thoughts of the film.
Right.
You're going to be shocked
Really?
to learn that the critic score was 54%.
What?
Rotten Tomatoes, are you okay?
Yeah. What?
Someone check on Rotten Tomatoes, because no. I mean, we've discussed ad nauseum, their opinion means nothing.
I'm very confused by this, though.
Fake.
Right?
The bots are in.
Industry plant.
Okay, the audience score was 87%.
What?
I just need to let everyone know that Big Vic and I watched this movie together last night.
We
in
didn't
the hotel
speak,
room.
though.
We didn't speak, no, because
we saved our thoughts for today.
the woman was too stunned to speak. That's how I felt. It was my first time watching it. You're like, you kind of dabbled in it before.
Yeah, like 1.5 times.
Sure. There were certain moments where we just looked at each other and were like,
mouth open.
Agape. I mean, wow. So I always like to throw in a fun fact. This movie, Anyone But You, is loosely based on Shakespeare's Much Ado About Nothing, which I've never read.
I don't think I have either.
Yeah, so I can't tell you much ado about anything about that. But it surpassed Romeo and Juliet as the highest grossing. 1996's Romeo and Juliet with Leonardo DiCaprio, Claire Danes, is the highest grossing Shakespeare adaptation, not counting The Lion King.
Tour?
That was the first thing I thought of.
Like,
I'm sorry for my
iconic
scream.
film, Julia Stiles.
I thought immediately, I was like, oh, well, the most iconic Shakespeare adaptation is Othello to O. Like,
I'm always straight with you, O.
I'm always straight with you, O. Julia Stiles, Josh Hartnett is evil. Oh my God.
What a film. We should watch that later.
I should so watch that later. And O is just like trying to play basketball.
Right? Living his life.
Yeah. He's got this evil best friend. It's so good.
It's so good. What a great movie.
I was surprised to find that She's the Man wasn't on there.
What another great film.
Yeah. That's a Shakespeare adaptation.
We need to look further into this. I feel like this fact could be false.
Could be false. And I did just want to throw Lion King, because we mentioned it out there. That's based on Hamlet, which made me think of two things. One, when I was reading Hamlet in high school, Mommy and Daddy asked about it, like, what am I reading, whatever, and I told them, and they both really made fun of the way I said Hamlet. They were like, it's not Hamlet. It's Hamlet.
That's really funny.
I know. I thought that was so rude. No, I'm just kidding, Mom and Dad. Love
really
you. Thanks
funny.
for correcting my disgusting accent. Love you guys.
Me.
But also, Big Vic's son, Dewey, is
very into Lion King right now.
Obsessed with Lion King. It's so cute. And we've just been loving it. But yeah, not a lot of people know it's a Hamlet adaptation.
Wow. I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, it's a fun fact.
I mean, it makes, yes, now that you say, of course.
Sure.
Yeah.
But moving on from Lion King and all other Shakespeare adaptations, let's
Back
stick
to
with
Anyone But You.
Let's stick with Anyone But You. Okay, so we meet Ben and Bea. They meet in a coffee shop, like a meet cute, but it just instantly, the movie starts with these insane, cringy lines that they're saying to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Almost to the fact where I was like, oh, this is on purpose. This is supposed to be uncomfortable.
I mean, and there's
viewer.
clearly an audience for these kinds of films.
It has an 87%
right. I mean, it's
audience score.
Right.
So I mean, I don't know.
I wonder what percent of that 80. What did you say it was?
87%.
I wonder what percent of that 87 loves like a So Bad It's Good.
For sure. That's what I was thinking too. And I must say, although I personally found this to be an enjoyable film. I liked watching it because the people are attractive, the places are attractive. I did find it as enjoyable as I did unbearable.
Okay. Yes. Sure.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is that fair to say?
Oh, for sure.
Okay, so I want to touch on some of the wedding details of this movie.
Okay, I wanted to as well.
Because the premise, if anyone hasn't seen Anyone But You, Glen Powell and Sydney Sweeney's characters, Ben and B, meet. They have this like very romantic tryst. It's a one night, but they're very deeply connected instantly. And then through a series of miscommunications, they abruptly
despise one another.
Despise each other.
Right.
But Sydney Sweeney's B character, I'll just keep calling her B instead of Sydney Sweeney. B's sister.
I think it might be better to call her Sydney Sweeney because the B, Ben, then there's a Beau that comes later.
So we'll just interchange it. It's going to either be Ben or B or whatever.
Yes.
So Sydney Sweeney's sister is getting married to Ben's
best friend's sister.
Best friend's sister. Are we following? Do we remember this? Okay. So the two of them are going to have to interact at this wedding, which just happens to be a destination wedding in none other than Sydney, Australia, which I thought was outrageous to ask of people.
Really outrageous.
It's so far.
It's insanely far if you're going to transport quite a few people. And that being said, it is a small group that goes.
That's true. That's true. But probably like close to 50 people.
Close to 50 people, but it looked almost everyone that's at the wedding and in the film is staying at the grand estate where the wedding is, so it's not like you're paying for anything.
It should be mentioned that, so it's two brides getting married, so I can't remember their names.
Me either.
Did I note them? Sorry, I can't remember the names, but one of the bride's parents, not Sydney Sweeney's parents.
Data's sister.
Gata's sister, Gata from the show Dave with Lil Dicky. Mm-hmm. We're all over the place.
We really are.
We're losing people here. Okay, so one of the bride's parents, do that. One of the bride's parents lives in Sydney. So that's right?
Yes.
Okay, so
they have this gorgeous home.
They have a really beautiful estate that everyone can stay at. So the accommodation piece is taken out. People just are
Claudia is the bride.
Claudia. And what's the other one?
Just Claudia so and Hallie.
Hallie. Okay. Claudia and Hallie. So Claudia's parents live in Sydney?
Yes.
Okay. So anyway, through a series of hijinks, Ben and B are like trying to be set up by the family and they're still hating each other, but there's this like sexual chemistry and connection and whatever. Like they love each other, they hate each other. There are some exes that come into play, which is crazy.
Right.
But let's just focus on the wedding aspects of it.
Okay. Before we get to them in Sydney, what did you think of the video invite?
Okay, I loved this so much. So Claudia and Hallie, thank you. Mm-hmm. Instead of doing a traditional wedding invitation, they did a video where they were pretending to get married in the church. And then Hallie's dad turns around and is like, we can't bless this marriage because they're lesbians, which I thought was like kind of cute. They were like, join us in Sydney for our real wedding. And I thought that was really fun. Yes. I have seen a couple people do video save the dates, which I really like.
That's cute.
Yeah. And if you're going to be bougie and you're not affected by the tariffs like some others, there is a really great coffee table book, but when you open it, it's video. And I can't remember the name of it. I have one.
Put it in the notes.
I'll put it in the notes. But yeah, if you want to go all out, go bougie, you could send that to people for a save the date. Or you could just, put it on socials, send it to people's emails. But I loved that. What did you think of it?
Cute.
Yeah.
Especially anything with Dermot Mulroney in it.
Yeah. So you had mentioned while we were watching, if anyone isn't familiar with Dermot Mulroney, the actor, he is...
Go watch My Best Friend's Wedding.
My Best Friend's Wedding. The Wedding Date. He's...
a handsome man.
He's too good.
Is aging like a fine wine.
Oh, my God. gorgeous.
They try and
man.
make him like dorky in this, but like on what planet is Dermot Mulroney dorky?
Correct. Like he's the coolest, hottest. It's just not playing. Sorry, Bucko.
Right.
You know, I would like to see, now it'll never happen because he played her father, but I would love to see something where Sydney Sweeney and Dermot Mulroney are, you know.
Oh, now you're talking.
Have eyes for each other.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So Glen Powell and Sydney Sweeney throughout the movie are just so rude, and Claudia, one of the brides, she's so concerned about the logistics of the wedding and making sure everything's going to be perfect and a beautiful day. But these two keep being so selfish that they nearly ruin the wedding. Like,
starting first with the welcome party where they set Haley's hair on fire.
correct. Like, I'm sorry. You're not invited to the wedding anymore.
Right.
You set the bride's hair on fire. You have to leave now.
And thank God it was low enough that they were able to cut. That wasn't as big of a deal as it should have been. It was a quick scene, and I'm surprised they didn't address it more. Like, my hair was on fire.
My hair was on fire. Yeah.
Right.
Are you sorry yet?
This episode is brought to you by Playground, your superhuman graphic designer for all your wedding needs. Okay, I have to be honest with you. You are making a huge mistake when it comes to your wedding design. So you're gonna tell me you're wasting hours, spending hundreds, even thousands of dollars trying to find designers or templates that match your wedding inspo when you could literally get exactly what you want based on your inspo, pins, and original ideas, all while saving so much money. If you're planning your wedding and you want the details to be gorgeous and your sound of mind, this is a no-brainer. Playground is the easiest way to create any facet of your wedding design. I'm talking color palettes for your bridesmaids, t-shirts for your bachelorette, invitations, seating charts, all of it. You can quickly and easily be your own wedding designer with just a couple of clicks. Thank me later and go to playground.com right now to try Playground for free.
I did want to talk about quick the welcome party too.
Please.
Because do you think that speeches, fireworks, a group saging, when they did the sage ceremony, charades, and the scuffle with the hair lighting on fire was too much for a welcome party? Too many activities?
Yeah, and I think it's a really good point to make. It's far too many activities for the welcome party. I say this a lot,
Okay.
but a welcome party shouldn't be planned to be fun. It should be planned to be a dinner, because you never want your welcome party to be more fun than your wedding.
Right.
You don't want to blow your load too early. Sorry, Jake hates when I say that on the podcast.
It's true, though.
You don't. You
Right.
really don't want to do that.
It should be a dinner, cocktails for
And if it
mingle
ends
with
up
the
being
people.
fun, great.
Great.
But don't force the fun, because you want to save all that like good, really.
Great energy.
Yes.
And you want to look your best. Usually the welcome party is like the day before.
Yes. And you don't want to get
Right.
super drunk. You want to be fresh faced. You want to be
Exactly.
hydrated.
Exactly.
You want all the things. So yeah.
But I did love the firework display before the hair lighting fire for the welcome. I thought that was fun. Like,
I thought
we're
that was
kicking off a
cute
good.
too. Yeah, I
good
like a
vibe.
fireworks display. I didn't have a problem with that. I actually like charades. I really enjoy playing charades.
But not
it
at
has
a
no
welcome
place at
party.
a welcome party. That's disrespectful
I won't say disrespectful.
to people in general.
Disrespectful? I just thought it was really odd. I thought it was an odd activity to do at a welcome party.
I find it so odd that it
Was
veers
disrespectful.
on disrespectful. Yeah.
I mean, you're in the industry, you'd know.
No, if anyone's playing charades at the welcome party, it's not disrespectful. I'm sure there's a
Strange,
time or
it's
place
strange.
for it, but at this specific one, it felt off.
Agreed.
It felt off, and it led to an array of issues. So, we don't like that.
Right.
The next thing that they did was Sydney Sweeney and Glen Powell nearly ruined the wedding by getting in a big fight the wedding morning and knocking over the wedding cake.
That was awful too.
I was so disgusted with them.
I was as well.
Get your asses out right now and go figure something out to get a new
Right.
cake.
Or stay away from one another. Like, why do you have to
Correct.
speak? It's crazy.
I can't even fathom the selfishness of
And
it.
I do want to backtrack quickly to a scene before that.
Please.
I just thought they have this beautiful mega yacht
Yeah.
for the rehearsal dinner. I thought it was really strange that the rehearsal dinner
Right.
was on. I love a mega yacht, love a party on a mega yacht.
Sure.
But I did think it was strange that that was considered the rehearsal dinner.
Yeah.
I would have liked to see the venues switched, maybe.
Yeah, welcome party on the
on the
mega
boat.
yacht.
Mhm.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
Strange.
It seems strange. And I did like the fact that they brought everyone to Sydney. It's a big deal, but they had several events leading up to the wedding because you can't just bring someone to Sydney and like, okay, we're going to do ceremony and reception. You need to entertain people. You need several events.
Right.
So
I'm going all the way to Sydney. I want to see a show.
I want to see a fucking show.
I want to go to the opera house. I want to see a show.
Correct.
Right.
And a show they saw because these people are so unhinged. It was insane. Just a couple notes about like the wedding itself. I liked that the brides stayed together the night before the wedding. We're seeing a lot more people do that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a traditionalist. My husband and I lived together before we got married, but we didn't
stay
stay
traditional. Kidding.
Dare you speak to me? Okay, Father Gil. If you know, you know. Yeah, I do like it though, and a lot of people, everyone I know who does it says it brings them a lot of comfort
to stay
with their significant other and like have a little breakfast with them, and some people even get ready together, and I think that's really cute.
That is cute.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Any thoughts on that?
I think if it feels right, do it.
Yeah.
If you want to go the traditional route,
do that too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
PC.
Anything but PC.
Prove it. Okay. I liked the bridesmaids' dresses. I liked that they were several shades of pink.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, put Sweeney in anything with those tits.
Oh my gosh.
God bless.
Yeah.
A lot of breast work in the film.
A lot of breast work. We see the ex-girlfriend, Glen Powell's ex, is in the film.
Yes.
I believe her name is Margaret in the film.
Yes, she's bare-chested.
Yes, we see her bare breasts, which are excellent.
Gorgeous breasts.
Mm-hmm.
Different than Sydney's.
There wasn't a lot of nudity.
There was a lot of nudity, which
saw
I was fine with.
The Margaret's boyfriend's penis head.
I loved him. I thought he was so funny.
What was his name? Bo.
Ben.
It was too much. Too much.
Many.
But he was really funny. I did laugh whenever he was in the scene.
Bo Ben thing is a Much Ado About Nothing.
Right. So
yeah,
gotcha.
But I don't know about the other guy, the blonde.
Oh, you mean Ben and B. Or as Much Ado About Nothing, not Bo. Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah. So we could have did a different name for Bo. Maybe like
correct. Yeah.
Gordon would have been good for him.
Gordon
I feel like he
nice.
looked like a Gordon.
Yeah. Or like Rhett. He's an Australian.
Right. Good day, mate.
Good day, mate.
Yeah. I think believe he calls that out to Sydney Sweeney when he's nude.
Yeah. Hi, mate.
Yeah. Good day, mate.
I know. I love an Australian accent.
They're great.
That really tickled me throughout the film. It's just so fun to hear.
And the stepfather with his accent, Leland Van Loo.
Leland Van Loo, yeah. Did we confirm that that's Leland Van Loo? I didn't look it up. But I'm almost certain it has to be.
I'll double check.
Leland Van Loo also from Along Came Polly.
Which is that a wedding film?
I mean,
because
it has a wedding in it,
and there's a lot of
wedding talk.
Yeah, we should add
Along Came Polly to the list.
Movie. Yeah,
it's so good.
And like honeymoons are in there.
It's true.
Yes.
Oh, Ruben, you never scuba?
Maybe our next film, Along Came Polly.
I think that's spot on. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, because even though this movie is centered around a wedding, there's just as much wedding in Along Came Polly as there is
more,
in
I believe.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I had Leland Van Loo on my list to talk about. The brides also just talking about things of the wedding. They did a cake cut, which everyone knows I love a cake cut. Do not skip the cake cut, please. I know so many people do and they hate it. But I don't love the cake smash in the face. No, and theirs was light. It wasn't aggressive. But I mean, when someone has paid upwards $100, $200, $300, $400+ on their makeup for the day, like maybe let's not put confectioner's sugar smeared all over their face.
Right. Or if they suffer from adult acne like me and you, we don't want sugar in our face either.
No, I don't even like my husband to touch my face.
Same.
Like
the only person I let touch my face is my son.
I let your son touch my face too, but sometimes
I preferred. I always prefer if he didn't.
Yeah, it would be nice. I mean, unless it's like after a fresh bath, I don't care.
Exactly.
That's totally fine with me. He can touch. Okay. The speech at the end, the Glen Powell, like, I love the way that you do this. And the way that
it was tough to listen to.
It was hard.
I think I totally checked out at that point.
So at that point in the movie, if you don't know what I'm talking about, he does this elaborate speech like, I love that you don't brush your hair in the morning. He doesn't say that. I'm paraphrasing. I didn't know what he actually
big
said.
tits.
I love those big tits. I mean, if that wasn't on the list, it should be. Sorry, we're objectifying her so much.
But she's so gorgeous. Her body is ridiculous.
Gorgeous, gorgeous girl.
And not just her. Glenn has a great body too.
Glenn has a great body. He's lean. He's fit. I mean, chef's kiss to everyone. Everyone in the film was really beautiful.
That's what I noted. My biggest takeaway was maybe watch the film on mute.
Totally.
It's really beautiful, from Ben's morning calisthenics and the beaches, and they go on a hike at one point.
Sure.
And that estate is like real estate porn. It's so beautiful. Like, just mute it. Everybody, the actors are gorgeous, and just, it's pleasing to the eye.
It's so pleasing to the eye. I think that's what really made me sit well with the film.
Right.
So you and I were talking about just the, let's just put it bluntly, the acting.
It was tough.
So, okay, here's how I feel about the acting in this movie. I'm not an actor. I know that it's hard.
I don't even play one on TV.
I know that it's hard to act.
Right.
I get it. I'm not saying I could do a better job. However, upon further thinking about this, I didn't think that the acting was as bad as the writing, and I actually think the writing was bad on purpose. So I think the movie set out to do what it meant to do.
Okay.
But you had a couple different thoughts on the acting.
I think, like you said, the writing was atrocious. So anyone saying any of these lines, it's going to sound bad, but I do think I have to give the standout bad award to Sydney Sweeney.
What is that called when they, what are those awards called?
The Razzies.
The Razzies. Right? Okay, so you're giving the Razzie to Sydney Sweeney.
Sydney Sweeney gets the Razzie. Because even though everything Glen Powell said was also so cringy and stupid, he wasn't bothering me as much as she was. And like, we are going crazy about how beautiful she was.
Yeah.
Because she's a beautiful girl.
Yeah.
And I've seen her act in other things. Like, she is really amazing in Euphoria.
I recently watched season 1 of The White Lotus, and I thought she was great.
She was great in that.
She was really great.
She was.
And her acting didn't stand out as terrible to me. It was just the things that she was saying. I was so uncomfortable watching anyone say these things.
But I felt like it was community theater at best. Like, I'm like, she can't be serious.
It was
I think
tough.
I could have done a better job.
Yeah. But don't you love feeling a little bit cringed out sometimes? Like when you're watching something like that and you feel so uncomfortable.
This went a little too far. It was bad.
It was fun. It was a fun watch. I think I don't think she's a bad actress. We were talking about
she's
a little
not.
bit last
She was
night.
in this film.
Okay. I mean, I don't 100% disagree, but I don't 100% agree. We were talking about in the past year, there was an acting teacher who went viral for making a comment to her class that Sydney Sweeney wasn't a good actress and she wasn't pretty.
Which is absurd. She's gorgeous.
Like, okay, get a pair of eyeballs.
Right.
Like, have you seen this woman?
Right.
She's ridiculous looking. She's gorgeous. So, and I also, like, maybe let's give her the benefit of the doubt. Maybe she's blind and maybe she only saw anything but you. Anyone but you. Why do I keep calling it that?
It could go either way.
Yeah.
Maybe that is the film that was going off of too.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it was a mean comment.
It was very mean, and she's beautiful. So
She's
she
gorgeous.
has to know that the woman was wrong.
And a good actress. This just is a crazy movie.
It is.
And maybe it's not her best work.
It's certainly not, in my opinion.
But guess what? It made a whole hell of a lot of money.
There you go.
And 87% of people disagree with us.
Right.
So there you go.
And we did enjoy the film.
We enjoyed it. God, did we have a laugh.
Right.
Or 2 or 3.
Yep.
You know, we enjoyed ourselves. And then we both really enjoy an ending sequence where there's either a song or dance a la Hitch, where everyone's dancing at the end of that at the wedding.
Good one.
Yeah.
My personal favorite with ending dance routine is This Christmas with Chris Brown.
Oh my God, I love that movie.
I believe they call him Baby in the film.
This Christmas.
Perfect.
Chris
Beautiful.
Brown's lisp as a tot. All day. All day.
Yeah.
And I got to admit that I got your attention. Yeah, so this ending sequence was Natasha Bedingfield's Unwritten, which is a great song.
Which is in the film Glen Powell's Serenity song that helps him fly with more ease.
Yes, fly on an airplane.
Right.
Yeah.
Or fly in a helicopter from an accident. There was a series of accidents in the film.
Series of helicopter incidents in this film that just
Which had to be pricey.
Had to be pricey.
Right.
Had to be so
This film had
expensive.
no budget.
Correct. And it shows.
Right.
Yeah. But it did well. It did really, really well. I don't know what it actually brought in, but it grossed higher than Romeo and Juliet. Yeah, clearly it grossed higher than O, so they're doing pretty well. Tell us if you've seen O. Are we the only people who've seen O?
Maybe, but I'm going to see it again tonight. That's how much I remember enjoying
God,
it.
we should try to find it tonight.
We should.
Yeah, we're having
so
Big Vic and I
good.
are having a sleepover tonight. No biggie.
Yep.
Separate beds.
But
Same room.
same television, so
Same
we will be
television.
watching O if I have anything to do with it.
Correct. And you do.
Yep.
It's your call, baby.
Thanks.
Okay. Have we had enough of Anyone But You?
I have had enough.
Okay. So the last thing that we're going to do today, which we usually don't with Big Vic here, but we're going to switch it up, is our premarital counseling session in which our listeners write in with a question, a concern. They're just seeking some advice, and we aim to give it to them. If anyone ever wants to write in, they can email Adriana at the-pre-nup.com or podcasts@lovestoriestv.com. And we always keep it anonymous, and we just do our best to help you. So we are going to call this bride. Let's call her O.
Okay.
Okay. O says... Hi, Adriana, longtime listener of the pod. It gets me through my long commute to work. After smooth sailing through wedding planning, I have finally hit a bump in the road and was hoping to have some help navigating it. Long story short, I'm getting married at a restaurant in Montauk, New York, Gorge. So it isn't your typical wedding venue. They aren't fully equipped with catering packages and all the bells and whistles. They don't offer dessert in their pricing and charge a $3.50 per person cake cutting fee. They also don't offer any fun late night food options either. I have decided to book a fast food truck, the kind that offers candy bars, chips, soda, and fast food options for my guests to take on their way out of the wedding. The owner of the venue asked what would be served so he could price it out for bringing outside food in. This is acting as our favor to everyone and will be given to them outside as they leave to go home. I don't believe he should be charging a fee for bringing in the food truck. That seems unreasonable. How do I go about negotiating this? We are already paying a pretty penny, getting upwards of $50K out of us. I feel like he shouldn't be scraping us for a couple extra $100 or making up some number he feels fit. Any advice would be so greatly appreciated.
Wow.
Oh, this is so tough. This is so tough. So I just want to preface it by saying this, because if you don't work in the wedding industry, you would have no way of knowing this. But venues that I've worked at, I've done weddings at, it usually is the same across the board. And this is in like the Philadelphia, New Jersey area, and could be different. You know, it doesn't apply to all places. But I will say, anywhere that serves food that I have seen, if you're bringing an outside caterer, they do charge you a fee.
Even if it's as you're walking out the door like that?
Yeah. Do I think it's right? No. No, like, get over it. It's totally not, it has nothing to do with you, but it's technically, quote unquote, on their premises where food is being served. So becomes a liability issue, whether that is, I don't claim to know the insurance and liability of venues. So I can't speak to the fact of whether it's legitimate or not, that there would be increased insurance charges or whatever for serving food that you are not preparing that food. Like you haven't like confirmed that it's kosher and clean and all that good stuff. So yeah, I will say that this is not uncommon, although it's, in my opinion, unjust.
Right.
I do think that the owner asking you what's going to be served and like he's going to price it out, I just feel like when you are having your wedding at a place that doesn't often do weddings, you do hit some things like this, which is super annoying, but they have you by the balls. Like, they can make those calls and they can tell you, like, well, you just can't have it, which sucks. So I do think definitely try to negotiate the price, because it's not a set price. You're right. He is making it up. He's not pulling it out of his ass. I'm sure he's crunching numbers, but definitely say, like, hey, when he gives you a number, say, well, what about this? And, you know, come with something lower and either try to meet there or in the middle. But I feel for you. I even ask, like, the worst they can say is no. Just say, can we waive this fee? And if
my suggestion, which I thought you were going to say you can't do that, would just to be like, to try and be cute and be like, oh, no, this has nothing to do, it's on their way out. You won't have to do a thing.
Yeah.
Like, just try and be like, maybe nice approach is always better, but like almost play stupid with it a little bit.
I actually love that. So regardless of how you're going to go about this, kindness is the way. Don't be frustrated. The ball is in their court. So just remember that.
We're always straight with you, Al.
We're always straight with you, Al.
Right.
Play hardball, but play poker too. Like, don't show your hand. Don't show that you're flustered and frustrated.
And almost
just say,
like pull out, I'm not understanding. I don't
get it.
What do you mean? Oh, no. Don't even worry about this. Has nothing to do with you. Like, do one of those.
Or maybe even, I don't know what the setup of the restaurant is in Montauk, but perhaps like there's street parking outside. And it's technically not on premises.
Right.
And we're just directing guests there. Or maybe there is a hotel or a place that most people are staying, and, you know, when the shuttle comes to pick everyone up or however they're getting back, it's like, oh, we're going to be having this food truck. So those are some alternative options if the owner of this venue is going to be a real stickler about it.
Right.
Those are some options that you can do, because I think the late night food truck is the best.
It's the best.
It's so...
It's necessary. You have to do it.
It's yummy. It's gorgeous.
Don't get rid of it.
Don't get rid of it.
Do we have to do?
Yeah.
I believe in you, Al. I think you can get through this.
I mean, just reading the inquiry, like, I was so charming. I know she's a listener to this podcast, so she's like
clearly intelligent.
An intelligent queen.
Right. You got this, Al. I would go in with a little, like, play stupid, be sweet. Like,
what exactly so okay, let's role play for 2 seconds. I'm the owner of the venue. Mr. B. I'm
B.
so bad.
Okay.
And I'm going to charge you for bringing hello.
Oh, hello. How are you?
I am not doing well because you're bringing this food truck to my venue. And I don't care for it, so we're going to be charging you and your fiancé.
Oh, no. I think you misunderstood. It's a truck that people will get on their way out. You have absolutely nothing to do with it. No cleanup on your end.
There's food being served on my premises, miss.
Oh, you know what? It's at the very end. You can't.
That's a liability to me.
What can we do? Let's talk through it. So what were you thinking?
We can buck up, miss.
Buck up.
Pay me.
What were you thinking? Is it similar to the cake cutting fee?
I have
and
to
we
crunch
wrote
the
that
numbers.
right in with the cake cutting fee? We're already bringing in quite a bit here.
I have to crunch the numbers.
Oh, I would love it if you could crunch the numbers and get back to me. Every little bit helps. Thank you, kind sir.
You know what? I'd love to have that food truck here.
I'm so happy to hear that. Thank you so much.
Should we kiss?
We should.
End scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably how it's going to go. She is a May 2025 bride. Oh, and she signed it. We're going to say O, so we don't give away her name. Sincerely, O, a May 2025 bride who just wants a double cheeseburger at the end of the night. And who can't relate to that?
Exactly.
And maybe
you got
throw
this,
that
so
into
you could
Mr.
do this.
Base.
Yeah,
so
be like, oh, it's me and my husband to be's favorite, and we're already so over budget. Like, whatever you could do to help. I understand you need to do something for liability, but
this
please.
How can we get around it? Because it's never a can we get around it or can we not? It's how can we?
Right.
And I think we have a few different options. So I think first, best case scenario is go to him with sweetness, kindness. Don't ever lose your patience. Don't ever show your hand.
Mm-hmm.
And just ask politely and keep asking and keep being sweet and be relentless, but nice.
And use that we, like as if it's the two of you doing it. Like,
It's not me versus
what
you.
could we, do you think we could get the price a little, like always we. I feel like
Yes.
that, like you two are a team.
Yes. And remind the owner of the venue too, you know, this might be something that he wants to do in the future for weddings. So I think it would just leave a really great taste in our guest's mouth at the end of the night.
Just like a double cheeseburger.
Double entendre, double cheeseburger. That's not a double entendre, right? It's more of a pun than a double entendre.
Right.
But it would leave a really great taste at the end of our guest's night to leave the venue on this note and just have that extra little pizzazz, and you might get more business from this.
Exactly.
You know? And we would love to see that because we love it here, and we're really trying to make our dreams come true, and we don't want anything else from you. This is really important to us. We would really, really love to make it work.
Love it. And that's the way to go.
And don't let up no matter how mean he gets. Just don't let up.
And don't lose your cool. Stay sweet.
Mm-hmm. Don't lose your cool. Then you're no better than the machine.
Facts.
All right, we love you. Thank you so much. I did follow up with email, but since our conversation, I am going to email Elle again, just because I don't know if this will air in time for her wedding. So
maybe we could let her listen.
Yeah, we should clip it.
This way she could get the exact dialogue.
She's going to need it for sure. And maybe she could even print out a script and hand it to the owner of the venue.
And he could read along, a table read, if you will.
A table read, yeah. Who doesn't love a table read?
I know, I do.
Mm-hmm. I actually tried to do that once with a guest who didn't take well to it. But it was fun for a second.
It lasted.
Yeah, it's fine. Okay, so I think that's it for us today, Big Vic.
Okay.
Anything you want to add?
Just congratulations again on baby boy.
Thank you so much.
I'm so excited. Aunt Big Vic.
Yeah, our something blue, our little guy is coming in. So Aunt Big Vic is going to be great.
And thank you for having me again.
It's
always love to
a
be
pleasure.
here.
It's always a pleasure to have you. I'm so glad you've graced us. And until next time when we do Ellen King Polly, that'll be our next movie.
I'm excited.
A gorgeous treat. All right, signing out.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning into the Pre Nup.
This episode is brought to you by Playground, your superhuman graphic designer for all your wedding needs. Okay, I have to be honest with you. You are making a huge mistake when it comes to your wedding design. So you're gonna tell me you're wasting hours, spending hundreds, even thousands of dollars trying to find designers or templates that match your wedding inspo when you could literally get exactly what you want based on your inspo, pins, and original ideas, all while saving so much money. If you're planning your wedding and you want the details to be gorgeous and your sound of mind, this is a no-brainer. Playground is the easiest way to create any facet of your wedding design. I'm talking color palettes for your bridesmaids, t-shirts for your bachelorette, invitations, seating charts, all of it. You can quickly and easily be your own wedding designer with just a couple of clicks. Thank me later and go to playground.com right now to try Playground for free.
Don't forget to subscribe and leave us a review on your favorite podcast platform or on the Love Stories TV YouTube channel. Follow at _pre_nup and at Love Stories TV on Instagram for more. Have feedback or suggestions for the next episode? Feel free to reach out to us at podcasts@lovestoriestv.com.